how's it going? Mike here from One Arm Brewing. What's up? Mike from One Arm Brewery here today. Hey, what's up? Mike from One Arm Brewing and BBQ. Today we're going to do one of my favorites. Hey, Mike from One Arm Brewing and BBQ. COVID-19 has got us doing all sorts of stuff at home. Me, getting kind of bored, so I'm making these videos. Mike from One Arm Brewing and BBQ here. COVID-19 times has us hanging out at home, cooking a lot more. So today we're going to do one of my favorite recipes. This is a grilled, roasted salsa with some mango in it. It's some good stuff. This recipe we started about 15 years ago and slowly have perfected it. Everybody that tries it loves it. You'll like it too, I guarantee it. So what we're going to do, we're going to get some vegetables here. We're going to throw them on the grill, give them a nice roast, bring them back in, chop them up, have it ready to go and eat. It's pretty easy. Everything you can get fresh at your local store. When the farmer's market is in session here in Texas, we like to go and get some fresh veggies there, support the local produce. But what we got going on first that we start with, it's got a variety of different things: peppers, onions, tomatoes. So the thing that I like the best about it is that the variety of peppers that we combine in this salsa to give it a really good flavor. First kind of pepper we're going to use these bell peppers. You can use different colors, but really, you pay extra for the colored ones. I find that they taste the same as the green ones. So we're going to go with these green guys right here. We'll get them started here. We're just going to put a little pan here. Next, we've got some poblanos. These are really good. If you are into chili rellenos, these are really good for making chili rellenos. I've never made a chili relleno, but I've eaten a few. They're pretty sharp. And then the other day we made this, and we didn't have these in stock at the local HEB, but these are Anaheims, and so we'll throw these in. This one's getting a little ripe. It's already changing color, so we'll just throw these on here. And then, of course, get a little bit of heat with the jalapenos. So we'll get all these ready to go outside to the grill. I've got 3 bell peppers, 3 poblanos, 4 Anaheims, and let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 jalapenos, different sizes, big, small. You can vary that. The more, obviously, you're going to get more heat. Sometimes I'll throw in a habanero if I want it extra hot. Back in the day when we were developing this, we lived in Virginia, and we had access to a really good farmer's market that had Thai chilies, which added a nice heat with not a lot thrown in there. So we've got those guys ready to go. We also got to get some onion. So I prefer using sweet onion for this. You can use yellow, you could use red, but the sweet onion I find gives it a really good kind of sweetness to it. Because we've got all these fresh veggies in there, but we need some sweet. So I like to use the sweet onion, and then we also use that mango at the end to kind of kick up that flavor a little bit. So we're going to take the skin off of this guy. We're going to cut it in half. And then before we throw it on the grill, we're going to do a couple of things. I've got some toothpicks here. Wow, they do not want to come out of there. So we're going to throw a handful of toothpicks into the side of this to hold it together once it starts grilling. You see what I'm doing there? We're going to put some oil and some salt and pepper on this also here in just a few minutes before it hits the grill. Good grief. Professional note, if you're going to make a video of something, get your toothpicks ready before. I'm doing 3 toothpicks per, all right, just like a little 3 there. Find that holds it well enough. We'll get the other onion. Drop this ends off of that. And get the skin off of this guy. And we will cut this in half. I'm usually standing up when I do this because I got a little more force behind it, but this weird camera angle, from the other day, that was pretty extreme, so I'm trying to not have that same extreme angle. Go a few more of those out, throw those in like so. There we go. we got the onion ready to get some oil and seasoning. We'll do that right before we go out. And then lastly, we're going to use some Roma tomatoes. I've got, I think 15, 18, depending on the size. And I'm just cutting these in half. One of the beauties of this, in the early days of making this salsa, we used to, cut the peppers open, take all the seeds out, take that membrane out. We decided that, that was a lot of work for not, you lose some flavor, you lose some heat out of it too. So we just started cutting everything, cutting the stems off of those peppers at the end after they've roasted, and then just throwing them in the food processor. So again, you can vary these flavors up. I find that the Roma tomatoes work really, really well. They've got a little more meat to them than you might with your your sandwich, the kind you'd slice and put on a sandwich, those big fat red juicy ones. I like the Romas. Easy, pretty cheap. All told, all the vegetables that we bought for this were under 16 bucks, and this is going to make a bowl about this big of salsa, which is a lot of salsa. We also are going to add some cilantro. We're not going to grill that, and then we also add some mango. We're not going to grill that either. All right, so what we got here, we got our tomatoes cut. Here's all of our peppers. They're over here. We're not going to do anything to those. They're going to roast up pretty good. I am going to put some oil and salt and pepper on here. So I've got that avocado oil. We'll just spray that on here, sprinkle that. And we'll take some salt and pepper. Got it mixed up right here. We'll apply that pretty liberally. And then we'll flip it over. Oops, if you get it on your tomatoes, it's no big deal. We'll do a little bit more back on the back side. A little salt and pepper on it. Yeah, now we're going out to the grill. Hey, so we're outside now. About to give it a go on the old grill here. Again, we're just going to use gas today. There's no sense in charcoaling. This is a really, really fast cook. I've thought about maybe introducing some smoke flavors with some pellets. Maybe we'll try that next time, but for now, we're just going to go with what works, and we know what that is. Here's all of our goodness. Today, we're drinking a little bit of Dos Equis, good Mexican beer. We like the lager with it. Here's our peppers. You can see the bell peppers, poblanos, Anaheims, and the jalapenos. Here's our tomatoes. There's our onions. A little bit of cilantro and mango we'll throw in later. And just for kicks, while we're making it all, we're going to smoke some sausage as well. Some smoked sausage. It's not, we're not going to smoke it. It's already smoked. Just smoked sausage. My buddy Chase from Dad does dinner down in the Houston area. He says I eat more sausage than anybody. Sausage is great. It's a good staple of food. It's quick. It's easy. Dinner tonight's just going to be salsa, some queso, and then some sausage with some tortillas for us. But let's get it all on the grill. We're up to temp. Had it on high. Get it nice and hot. Get the grates going, and then switched it down. Like I said, this cooks really fast, and we're going to start with the onions. Apparently I didn't hit record. So what we got going on here, onions on one side, wipe up all that extra oil, move it over there. Peppers, same thing, just throw them on. Got the bell peppers crowned down, poblanos, Anaheims in the front, jalapenos in the back. All right, so everything's been on for a couple of minutes, probably about 2 or 3 minutes. Oh, that sun is bright. It's been on for 2 or 3 minutes. This is really hot this way. We gotta figure this angle thing out. Let's give it a look. Kind of see what's going on. Look at these guys. When they start to blister like that, that's when you want to give them a little bit of a flip. If they get black, some of them, that's great. It's just more flavor, that char goes on there. But what we're looking for is we want these peppers to be kind of blistered all the way around, because that really tenderizes the meat of the pepper, right? And increases that flavor. Let's see what these bell peppers look like. We're gonna go ahead and flip these over as well. Look at that. Those onions, they're gonna take a little bit longer. They're gonna stay like that for a while until we put the tomatoes on. Move this guy over like that. You know, I don't even know if I would have room for a smoke pellet thing on here. I guess I could figure it out though. Here's the, oh yeah, look at that. Let me tell you, if you just ate these straight off the grill like this, you would not be sad. One thing I've noticed on this grill too is down here in the front, it's a little bit of a cold zone. You can see these guys are not getting as cooked up, so we may end up rearranging stuff here in a little bit. Flip these last ones. Yeah, see that one's looking really, really good. Get these last jalapenos turned over there, like that. Grill still, it's about a third of the way from all the way down, so we're gonna take it up to maybe about, not quite half, about half. That looks like so. It's still going. Got the peppers still going on there. We still got the onions still going. Let's give it a look-see real quick. Oh, that smoke's coming off. Smells incredible. Let's see if I can get this camera turned. Look at that. Yeah. So this stuff's going to come off here in just a minute. But before it does, I want to give a shout out. You know, the other day we were talking about supporting the arts. I also want to give a shout out. Everybody support your local food bank. You know, in these times, there are people who have food insecurity, whether it's a student, you know, people out of work, people, you know, losing hours because of this situation. Support your local food bank. Our church does a food ministry, which is incredible. And when we go to the food bank to get food, we buy it by the pound, and we can get some incredible amounts of food really cheap that we're then able to turn around and distribute out to the people in need that come by our church. Last week we gave boxes of food with about a week's worth of groceries inside them to 150-ish, 130, 150 different families. You know, that's a lot of food, helping out people for a week. We can't help everybody, but you know, all around town we're seeing different people, different organizations giving food out, backpacks for food, boxes of food. It's all coming from the food bank, and our food bank here in San Angelo is pretty incredible. Concho Valley Food Bank, I believe is its name, and it is awesome, the amount of food. The grocers here in town donate to it. You know, things off of HEB comes in with big trucks and just donates it to the food bank, and then we're able to turn around and get it and turn it around to people. So support your local food bank in this time. All right, so let's give it a look. Let's flip these guys over. The ones that were in the cold, I'm gonna move further back. Yes. Oh, those are looking so freaking good. Some of them are a little extra charred. Flip them around. Let's move these Anaheims further back. Get them into that heat. We're gonna let this go for just a few more minutes. All told, these peppers have been on maybe 5 minutes, 6 at the most. And as you can see, I mean, I'm just gonna hold this guy up. This is what we're looking to get. You got this char, this blistering, and there's this membrane on the outside of these peppers. That's what's charring. If you actually char the flesh, that's okay too. It all goes in. I mean, like I said, we're not cutting anything off of this. I'm gonna go ahead and flip some of these onions. Gotta be careful with those. Oh yeah, that one looks, those look delicious. And again, this cold zone, let's move them around so that this guy gets a little more heat. But here's what we're looking at right there. You know, that's the one side. So we'll get this other side nice and grilled, nice and charred. We'll get ready to pull them here in just a minute. Some good stuff. We make our own brew here too at One Arm Brewing. Right now in the Keyser, it's a freezer kegerator. We've got a Trappist, and we have a Bach clone that we made. We got a couple other kegs ready to go in, but the Keyser right now is really full with cans. We've got a lot of stuff on top of it, so turning the gas on and off, I got to reconfigure some of it to make it easier to get to the brew. But we got taps on it. When we have people over, it gets really fun serving your own beer. Your own beer is really good to go with this too, but you know, we're having salsa. Why not go with some Dos Equis, right? All right, so we're gonna pull these peppers off and come in. We're just gonna take them straight over here to the pan. Onions are gonna stay for a little bit longer. There's all of our poblanos. Whoa, these Anaheims are looking tremendous. Throw them in. Where'd that other Anaheim go? Oh, I already pulled it. Yeah. And then we'll pull these jalapenos. You can pull them in any order you want. You know, some days I am a little type A on how things go. So I'll pull by group. I'll definitely, for some reason, I'll put them all in at the same time by different groups of peppers. So we got all those. Woo. It's hot back there in the back, boy. Got this one. Get these, look at that. Look at that. Get these bell peppers off. Oh, look at that one. Yeah, that one's gonna be really tasty. Get this guy. That guy's gonna sit just a little bit longer. Turn the heat down over those onions. That one back here, one side of it didn't get cooked as well, so we're gonna leave it on. The tomatoes. We'll put them outside up, or outside down. Cut side up. Cut side takes way less time to cook. And if you cook it first, a lot of juices come out. So we want to cook it the least amount on the cut side. But what we're doing, same thing, we're just trying to get some of that blistering going on there. Just kind of loosen up the flesh. And we'll go 2 hands on this, because there's a lot of these. All these down. You know, from start to finish, this is a 20-minute deal, from getting them washed, getting them prepped, cutting, grilling, and then we use the food processor on them. There's some tricks to that also, so that you get a little bit of chunk. If you over process it, you know, it'll be really smooth, which is maybe what you want, but we like our salsa here to have a little bit of chunk to it, not so much as like but that's where it's all chunk. We don't like that. All right, so we got this. We're gonna pull this pepper off. We're gonna toss it right over there. All right, let's give a look at these tomatoes. Give them a look. Let's see, kind of back here in the middle. Yes, they are doing it. We're gonna turn the heat down on those when we go over to the other side. This is what we're looking for, this kind of blistering right there again. So we're gonna flip these. About by the time you get them flipped, they are gonna be ready to pull. You know, if you ever make stewed tomatoes, this reminds me a lot of that, plus with char, because that skin just comes right off. And again, we're keeping it all. We are keeping all the skins and everything, because that's just more flavor. Let's move these guys up. Flip this over. Get some shots of it here once it's turned. Again, with the flesh side, you know, with the cut side, it doesn't take very long to grill those bad guys up. Here's what those look like. Those onions, they are ready to go. Look at those tomatoes. Those are gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, so we're gonna pull them off. Like I said, it doesn't take that much. Here's these onions. Look at that. Look how soft and tender that onion is. Put that back over here. That guy is good. Pull these from the back. Oh, it's like an awesome blossom of grill. You know, grilled onions, awesome blossom. If you wanted, if you wanted some of those for like to put on a steak, this is a great way to grill them up and then cut them up later, because they stay together. You know, you're not throwing a cut onion, you know, chopped up onion on your grill. But these guys, they are good to go. Get this guy back. He needs a little more love. He's in that cold zone. Put that guy back. Yeah. There's a lot of tomatoes here. Unfortunately for the dogs, they're not a fan of salsa. Fortunately for them, we will have some sausage put on here. A little bit to go with this. This salsa, one thing that's great about it, you know, you take it off the grill, you get it processed up, and it's ready to start eating right away. It's warm. It's got a great flavor when it's warm. But when put it overnight in the fridge, those flavors really start to meld, and it has a different, stronger, great taste day after also, which is really, really cool. A few more pieces. Got it. Here we go with the sausage. Take it, turn the burners back down. Throw this back over on this one side. This burner's off. These two are on low. I'll just leave that there. All right, so we're gloved up. Got some gloves, these peppers. This just keeps us from getting a lot of jalapenos down on our hands. And then, you know, we're not supposed to be touching our faces anyway with this coronavirus, but you never know. Get it on your hands, you touch something, and then you've got that stuck with you for the rest of the day, and that's not a good time. We're gonna cut this up, put it in the food processor, get ready to eat it. It's that good, it's that fast. All right, so we got it set up. Here we go. Get the food processor open, and we are gonna start with these bell peppers, and pretty much we're just cutting off. We're gonna keep some of that insides of these guys out. I'm not a big fan of that membrane, but from those other peppers. Plastic ones, I didn't think I'd need them today, but you know, I was wrong. We'll go with these Anaheims. Throw the lid back on and give it a whirl. Doesn't take too much. You know, you just want to try to get all the big chunks. Just another little bit of. Here we go. Take the old blade out. Set that down. Give this a look. This is what we're looking at. There's all your bell peppers and Anaheims. So we'll drop those in. All right. Next up, blade back on. Let's go for some poblanos. All right. Throw them in. There's one.
Oh man, they smell good. There's two. Number 30. It's a big guy. Take the seeds out of there. Take the stem, save some.
Flesh too. Throw that in there. I'm going to go ahead and at this point get the cilantro. Throw it in. I'm just taking a head. Take this one. Throw it in, take the head, right? Kicks and grins. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw in a couple of jalapenos. I got a bunch of jalapenos here to cut. So we'll throw that, get it going. If you want, you can chop all this by hand. I don't want, so. The cilantro needs a little more love. Cool. There it is. Let's give it a look. Let's give it a look. See, look at that. Yeah, can you see that? Oh, that's so good. Dump it in. Use the knife to get some of this off the edges. If you got a spatula, I suppose you could use that too. And bring a spatula outside. Usually I'm doing this inside. Man, it is a gorgeous day. Yesterday it was cold and wet out here. Today it is gorgeous, 70-ish degrees. No humidity. It is just wonderful. Let's get all of these in. Going for all the rest of the jalapenos. So what I used to do, excuse me. What I used to do is I would cut these in half after I cooked them. Cut the seeds out and throw them in. Maybe keep one or two jalapenos worth of seeds. But man, it took a lot of the heat out, which is okay. If you like that kind of, no heat. But what we got going on now with that, you got that extra flesh inside there. Plus, this is so much easier. So much easier. Dogs are bouncing around over there. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get one of these onions. Take the sticks out, take the toothpicks out of it. We'll throw it in. We'll get this other onion. Take the toothpicks out. We will throw it in. All right. All right, we're back. Onions and the jalapenos. Oh. Oh man, does that smell good? Drop it in. Go with the last onions. Toothpick, toothpick, toothpick. I recommend always using 3. If you want to use 4, that's fine. Whatever you do, use the same number in every onion that you do, because otherwise you're going to forget. Was this a 3? Was this a 4? And you might end up with a toothpick in your salsa. Don't ask me how I know that. Gonna throw some tomatoes in there. It works better if you put this in there. So we're gonna take it all back out. The blade, whew, these tomatoes are hot. Blade in, watch your hands. Oh, come on. Oh, dive her down. Lost a tomato, team. Lost a tomato. Half. Oh well. Back in here. Put the lid on. I'm chopping a lot finer than I will the second batch. The second batch is where we're going to get some of the chunk. So we dump that in. I cannot tell you how good this smells. Go with these guys. Get them all ready to go. Finally, get some of the drippings in the pan. Throw that down there. And fire it. Tomatoes in it, but that looks, look at it. Yeah, that looks really, really good. Come over here, dump that in. All right, now we're getting down to the last parts of it. Go with this mango. Let me tell you, slicing a mango is not fun. It's kind of a pain in the rear. You gotta figure out which side that core is in. So I lucked out and I got two nice big flat cuts off of it. So we'll do that first. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, we're just gonna cut out, leave the skin at home. All right, cut that last little bit of skin off. This is what we're looking for, is like a big chunk like that, right? Come in, look at this one. You know, I've tried different methods of this where you grit it and then you kind of, you know, invert it, pry it out. This works the best. Leaves a little bit of mango skin on the mango on the skin, but you know, for me, this is all right. Mess this up. And we're going to change the angle. Yes, indeed. This. I like the mango left chunky, right? So that you get some good flavor bites, some good sweet every now and then when this all gets incorporated down into the salsa. We'll dump that in on top. Okay, so if we recount what we've put in it so far, we had those, what do we start with? Bell peppers, Anaheims, poblanos, jalapenos. Again, if you want it hotter, you can switch out those jalapenos, add, you know, Thai chilies, habaneros, give it some good heat. However hot you want it. That is up to you, my friends. There we go. Got that. All right, we're getting down to it. You know, we could call this one arm, one beer salsa because it takes about one beer to make it. I got some left here. Let's mix it up, shall we? As you can see down here, everything is just dumped in, right? Let's give it some good mixing. This is where you really, really get it going on. Everything kind of folded. Those peppers and onions are down towards the bottom, tomatoes at the top, mangoes at the very top. And what we want to do is we just want to kind of gently stir it. I say gently, not because we're worried about bruising it or anything, but because we don't want it to slosh outside of the bowl, which, again, speaking from experience, has happened. As you can see, it's getting incorporated all there. There's still a couple more ingredients to go in here. So once we've got it nice mixed up, that's pretty dang good. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in and I've got lime juice that we're gonna add. All right. We wanna make sure that we are not getting any lime seeds. Usually I will put 2 things of lime, two juices, two whole limes, 4 halves down in it. I forgot to buy limes yesterday, so I had one on hand. The other one we're going to use, unfortunately, this is real lime juice. Don't hate me. Let me put a little bit more of that in there. That acidity, I made it once without the lime, and it just did not have the same kind of flavor and kick. That acid, the citric acid really does something. And then we're going to also add some garlic. Couldn't find the garlic press, so I always keep some minced garlic on hand. We'll put about a tablespoon and a half. Like I said the other day, we do it live. Here we do not mix or measure. And then finally, we're going to add some salt and pepper, kosher salt and pepper. You can go very liberal with this stuff here. In fact, we're going to take that lid off and go like that. That would be the black pepper. It's got some coarse kosher salt. You can use table salt, iodized salt, whatever. Kosher salt, you know, that coarseness. Again, let's give it a good amount. That's a lot of salsa there. I'm gonna stir this up. And you know what? Now it's ready to taste. So let's get this salt, that lime, that pepper all kind of included down in there. And let's give it a taste. Kind of see what we think we need. All right, so we're gonna come over here. Chips that we like here at One Arm Brewing that we've been using for 20 years. Santitas in the white bag, $2.29 a bag. It's even cheaper at your local HEB. HEB has some good ones, these restaurant style. They're pretty good. My fave though is the Santitas. Give them a good shake. Pop them open. Let's see what we got. Let's get down here onto the camera view. Can you see me? Oh, you can't see me. But here, look at that. Look at that. Oh man. That is awesome. That is so good. Let's get a bite. The chunk of mango on it. Big old tomato. How about that, folks? You know, this salsa is so fresh. You know, aside from that minced garlic that was in the jar, usually I use fresh garlic. Aside from that little bit of lime that came out of the jug, usually I use fresh lime. Everything else is fresh. This was all bought yesterday at our local HEB, cooked up today. It is so good. And you know, there's salsa you can buy that's really good too. But you know, in these times, you know, we're trying to eat fresher, stay healthier. And there's just something about eating a grilled salsa that you made, your flavors, the kinds that you like. You know, we like the stuff. There's some at Sam's that we get that we like, some at HEB that we get that we like, some at HEB that Walmart. I can't even think what I'm saying. But this is the flavor profile that my family really likes, and everybody that eats this, they love it. They say it's the best salsa they've ever had. You know, some of that I think is a little bit of hyperbole, but folks, let me tell you, this is the best salsa you will ever have right here. There it is. Look at that bite. Get another bite here. Man, down to the last quarter cup of beer. Maybe I should call it 2 beer salsa, one while you make it, one while you eat it. I like that. Folks, we'll have more videos this week. Might have another one tonight. Someone requested Big Dog's queso recipe. Let me tell you, that queso recipe, it'll blow your mind how easy and stupid it is. It's so good. Support your local food bank. Support the arts. Help out others in need. Go out, you know, you don't have to change the world. You just got to change someone's perspective of the world a little bit. Just give them, you know, a little bit of help, a little bit of love. Turn the other cheek. You know, when you get frustrated with something, put yourself in the other person's shoes. These are bizarre world times that none of us have ever been through. And you know, we're gonna get through it because that's the human spirit. But we'll get through it with some really good salsa. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Oh man, I can't wait. Look at this. Oh. So good. So good. Look at that. Just come down. Look at that. One more bite. One more bite on the camera. One more bite. And I'm just going to sit outside enjoy this weather and eat some salsa.